We got a big old governors meeting down there at the southern border. GOP governors lay out 10-point plan to combat Biden's border crisis. Because somebody's got to do it. Kamala's, I don't know, off filming some kind of a space documentary. I wish that she would just, hop on and then just go see what's going on out there in the atmosphere. That would be fun, but I'm sure that probably whatever intelligent life is out there would probably just send her back, so it would just be all for naught anyways. It would just be more useless spending by the Biden administration. It's soon to be hers anyways. A group of Republican governors meet with Texas Governor Gregg Abbott related to a 10-point plan and to combat Biden's border crisis. It's actually fair to call it that because he instituted the entire thing, turning off the Stay in Mexico program, which is just not going to be enforced because lol, the Supreme Court is our bitch, telling them all beforehand, come on, we'll just let you in, paving a road for fucking citizenship, all of that kind of fun shit, okay? And then just pledging, remember, on the primary stage, saying, is your plan for free healthcare for everyone support illegal immigrants? Yes, yay! Or undocumented immigrants, sorry, they wouldn't have said illegal at all. Because the Democrats are fucking nuts. Not to say, and we're going to be talking about feckless Republicans, so I don't know what's worse, either inept or totally fucking useless. Some would say they're synonyms, because they are. The governors led by Governors Doug Ducey of Arizona, thank God he's leaving, and Gregg Abbott, yay, so stand up and give this man a round of applause, because he can't, had sent a letter to Biden on September 20th requesting a meeting within 15 days to discuss the crisis on the southern border, including a nearly 500% surge in border apprehensions and the seizure of more fentanyl this year than in the last 3 years combined. Oh my God. You know what? If somebody would have been doing something about that, George Floyd would still be with us, okay? The Republican Governors Association said in a written statement, since then, the White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki had inaccurately accused Republicans of not offering solutions and made excuses for the president. Like, he doesn't know where the southern border is. You can't ask him to do that. He's just, on his stage. And if you guys can't negotiate to a Zoom meeting, then I don't know what to tell you. I'm just going to leave now. Don't ask any more questions. And yes, accused Republicans, and made excuses for the president, who has spent his life in politics and appears to have never visited the border, ever. They can't confirm a single date when he's actually been down there. So that's very, very interesting for a man who has 47, coming up on 48 years of public service. Wow. Not having time is no excuse. The president has repeatedly had his schedule cleared. Exactly, especially on Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays, Mondays, and occasionally Tuesdays as well. RGA chairman, Arizona Governor Doug Ducey, said, for the past 8 months of Joe Biden's presidency, we've witnessed an uncontrolled southern border due to his administration's policies. Facts. Republican governors have answered the call of the absence of leadership and lack of resources from federal governments, but urgent federal action is needed as the impact of the surges in unaccompanied children, deadly drugs, and criminals is being felt in states throughout the country. Yeah, because if they're apprehended and if they're good little boys and girls and some of those Biden cages, they just get flown to the Midland of the United States. So good for them. So anyways, the 10-point plan put forward by the governors includes continued Title 42 public health restrictions, which as far as I can tell, I had to look it up myself because I'm not entirely sure. There's so many different titles. There's at least 41 more. No, if somebody comes over and then they end up testing positive for the coof, you should probably quarantine and isolate them. Something that they're not doing. And in fact, they just, it brought them all up wholesale from fucking Afghanistan, all 49,000 of them. And they were just allowed to come on over and grope any of the female service members that they could get their hands on, my friend. So, you know what, hey, it's a start, okay? Fully reinstate the migrant protection protocols. Finish securing the border. End catch and release, because it's fucking dumb. Clear the judicial backlog. Yeah, put some judges on these fucking border cases, okay? Or just, again, you could probably just put a little addendum at the bottom, number 11, if you won't, adhere to any of the other ones. Just send us fucking catapults and we'll deal with it ourselves. Resume the deportation of all criminals. Yep, exactly. And my catapult idea would help. Dedicate federal resources to eradicate, human trafficking and drug trafficking. Yeah, exactly. Big black rifles. Re-enter all agreements with our Northern Triangle partners and Mexico. Yeah. Send a clear message to political or potential migrants. Do not come. Do not come. Deploy more federal law enforcement officers. Yeah. This is a start, I guess. But okay, those were just all of those mean Republicans. What does one Democrat have to say? Henry Cuellar. Media focus on migrant activists and ignore a border community. System is overwhelmed because there is no repercussions. Exactly, Henry. Tuesday's broadcast, MSNBC's Jose Diaz-Balart reports. That's a fun thing to say. You need to get something just a little bit more concise, my dude. How about the JDB report? How about that? Very snazzy name. Stated that reporting and discussion, my mistake, around immigration always centered around what the migrant activists want to talk about. No, I couldn't point to a single migrant activist, not a special, certain someone, say in the House of Representatives, who has a very nice white bodysuit that they can put on and cry in front of a chain link fence. I couldn't imagine who he'd be referencing right there. Anyways, while our border communities have not been listened to and the work of law enforcement is ignored, Cuellar also argued the system is being overwhelmed simply because there are no repercussions. There is no repercussions, he reiterated, because words are powerful, I guess. Cuellar said, we have to keep in mind that when people do reporting or people talk about this, they always talk about what the migrant activists want to talk about, which is fine, I guess, because you can't quite throw your entire party under the bus. But you also have to look at what's happening down at the border. Our border communities have not been listened to. Yeah, no, exactly. They've just been told, okay, just stuff them all under the bridge and nobody can take pictures of them. And we take migrants, and we want to treat everybody with respect and dignity, and send back the fucking illegals. We get your point. Like you said, yeah, for example, last week there were 12,200 people in 1 week that came through the lower Rio Grande Valley, and those were some of the ones that eventually bloomed up to 15,000, maybe 20,000, had an entire arena full of people just waiting to come up, somehow made their way 2,800 miles from Haiti. I don't know, it was a weird time, right? But again, what's Biden doing with all of this criticism out there? Yeah, he's just totally fucking ignoring it anyways. He has more pressing things on hand, right? Because he's got that debt ceiling stuff, and it looks like Mitch McConnell is going to concede to it, because of course he was going to, okay? Listen, this was not going to be the hill that the Republicans are going to die on. I can't necessarily pinpoint an exact thing that they would, was never going to be it. Eventually they'd figure out a way that they'd fuck all of the taxpayers, and they'd figure out how to spend their money. It was just going to take a little bit of theatrics. So Mitch McConnell offers a deal to avoid U.S. defaulting on its debts. Oh, I thought we were going to run out of money, so we need to spend more money. We need to give ourselves more credit. McConnell says Dems can suspend the debt limit through reconciliation or raise it to a specific amount through December. Yeah, because the government's funded through December 3rd. Did you forget that, Mitch? Of course not, because you ain't missing a goddamn check. McConnell on Wednesday offered a deal to Democrats that would let them raise the debt ceiling to December as long as they put a price tag on it. Or just name your price. Name your price. You gotta wear this shit, fuckers. That'd be sweet if he just completely lost his mind and he just started to talk like Trump's old Twitter feed. But he refused to lift the Republican blockade on long-term increases of the nation's borrowing limit, reiterating that his offer to help Democrats do that through a process called reconciliation, what Democrats don't want to do. Either name it or put it through reconciliation. We're not gonna put our name on it. Fuck off. Instead, he offered to allow Democrats to use normal procedures to pass an emergency debt limit extension at a fixed dollar amount to cover current spending levels into December. And we can go through this rigmarole once again. What does Joe have to say on all this? Joe's threat to Americans, and it's nothing to do with his spending plans. Biden says markets will tank, jobs will be let go, dogs and cats will start living together, fire will rain down from the skies, and it will be a dark, dark winter coming ahead. Savings will be lost, and the Pentagon warns. Why is the Army getting in on this? Oh, the military-industrial complex. My mistake. Now warns there will be a national security crisis if Congress doesn't raise the debt limit. Could he have thought of any more of a catastrophic situation? Boy, it'd be a real shame if he was in charge of all this, right? Okay. Biden administration stepped up its push to get Congress to raise the debt limit on Wednesday. Yeah, and just name your price. Name your price, okay? Because we want to have that clip, okay? This is what the Republicans are thinking. We want that clip on our campaign ads for 2022. Look at how much money they wanted to spend already. We even have them on tape. They're naming the number and they're saying that they want to go above that. Well, guess what? They're going to get everything paid for, okay? If that's what they're all about, okay? They don't want the United States to default on any of this stuff. They need to make sure that everything's already been paid for. It was the previous administration that ran everything up, and hey, if your Build Back Better plan has already been paid for, it's just waiting to be signed, and it's not going to add anything to the national debt, then why would you need to raise the ceiling any higher if it's just all $3.5 trillion of it's just going to pay for itself, right? You can see what they're doing here, playing politics with generations down the line's future. That's fun. He spoke soon after Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin issued his own warning. Of course he did, the motherfucker who should be wearing Afghanistan right now, but we've already moved on from that. Don't worry about it. If the United States defaults, it would undermine the economic strength on which our national security rests. Okay, you're the Secretary of Defense. I don't need to take your opinions. Your opinions are about as valuable as, well, honestly, mine when it comes to the United States economy. You work with tanks and rifles and Black Hawk helicopters, which should be easier because you have a lot fewer of all of that stuff because you left it over in Afghanistan. So maybe you should mind your P's and Q's when it comes to, looking after the overall health of things that you have even less to do with. I would say so. I would certainly also harm our service members and their families because, weird, as Secretary of, girl's job, I would have no authority or ability to ensure that our service members, civilians or contractors, would be paid in full or on time. Oh my God, how many other million people were not paid on time? Listen, you can just, cut the defense budget just a little bit. You have all of that fucking money from before. How many billions of dollars for that? Yeah, exactly. You'd be able to make sure that all of those paychecks clear. But Joe, though, had a couple of other bangers from it. Did I show you guys the set? He was on set today, of course, yes. With, as you can see, right, that background, man, she just keeps on fucking changing. He's got the Build Back Better in the window, the digital window on the soundstage. You guys remember the soundstage, right? Yeah, he was down there and squinting into the camera, which I guess, I don't know how this looks better than just, kind of having a press conference inside the Oval Office, or are they just going to try to spin this as one of those coof things where it's like, oh, if we're in an auditorium, there's more space there, and plus, I remember fucking Leave It to Beaver, and I've always wanted to be on a fucking stage. Like, what are you doing, Joe? And again, he's not making any more sense. Joe Biden, we're just about to turn the corner. Okay, listen, you continue to turn like an old man in a corner, right? On coronavirus as 2021 death tally surpasses 2020. But hey, man, we got a plan. Unlike the previous administration, I guess the plan is to just kill as many people as you can. And honestly, if we took a look at some of those death totals, not a lot of them make sense. But hey, listen, that's what I care about, parsing out the numbers. They just want to look at raw data. Okay, we need to get this virus under control. You got to wear this one, Chief. President Joe Biden on Wednesday hoped relief was coming for Americans still suffering from the coronavirus pandemic, even as the country passed a grim milestone for deaths for the virus in 2021. Oh, see, that's not fair. We weren't dealing with the virus in January and February of 2020, so you got to give us deference, right, man? Come on. God willing, I think we're just about to turn the corner again on the okay, we're about to turn it again. See, you guys kind of you left that one off. See, yeah, we just about got out of it the first time, and then we're gonna get out of it again. And last time we heard that type of talk from you, it was all of that. Oh, if you just do a little bit more for us, you'll be able to have your freedoms back by Independence Day. Yeah, that's how that shit works, right? Okay. Biden spoke about the pandemic as more than 353,000 coronavirus deaths have been reported since January 1st, 2020. Okay. According to an ABC News story citing data from Johns Hopkins University, in which more than 352,000 deaths in 2020. Oh, beat it by a clear 1,000 at this point. Congratulations, Joe. That's actually a record you can hang your hat on. The news breaks as fewer Americans trust Biden's leadership on the pandemic than when he first took office. What? You mean people were too stupid to actually look into his policy and realize he's like, yeah, we like what Trump's actually doing, and we're just going to copy it. You want proof positive of that? Oh, look at everybody he kept around. It's pretty much everybody, right? No, yeah, exactly. He had a plan at least, and we need to get this virus under control. How about you just tell people to fucking look after themselves? If we could just return back to normal, that would be fun. That would be great. That would be effective. You haven't tried that one yet. You've tried literally everything fucking else except for just, you know what, having faith in the American people. But that's not what you're about. You just want to tell them how to live their lives. A Morning Consult political poll released Wednesday shows that only 43% of Americans say that Biden's handling of the coronavirus is excellent or good. That is about 43% too many people, I think. You know, if you think that it's excellent or good, I don't know how low your bar is set. The majority of Americans, they just don't know, actually. Literally, they're too fucking stupid to do their own research, okay? They just believe whatever the man on the picture box has to say. Case in point, why do you think that Joe Biden goes on a fucking stage? I won't let that go because it's just so obviously fake and phony. 52% of Americans say Biden's handling of the pandemic is either poor or fair. How else would you categorize already lapping 2020 deaths toll? I think you suck at your job, Joe. But then again, hey, I don't have too many harsh criticisms for you. I've already leveled those in the past. You know what? I'll just leave it up to the people. Why not in New York City, of all places? Well, to be fair, it's at MetLife Stadium just over there across the bridge in New Jersey. But hey, they got a chant for you. They got a something that you've been used to hearing lately. Oh, let's go Brandon indeed. Anyways, Joe Biden responds to let's go Brandon chants. Oh, a sign in Michigan. Oh my God, the meme is spreading. 81 million Americans voted for me. Literally. Oh my God, that's like getting burned by somebody and then going, yeah, well, guess what? I got more money than you do. It's like, you got owned, dude. Just fucking wear it, okay? Yeah, well, 81 million people voted for me. It's like, do you want to check the books? No, stop it. Don't. That's bad. You're undermining our democracy. Okay, cool. And even if we're going to take 81 million at face value, wink, 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 wink. All you need to do is just take a look at the approval polls out there. Listen, you're like at 41, 42, 44% favorably. Okay, so what is that? Like a shade over 35, 36 million people actually appreciate what you're doing. Okay, good job, Joe. Yeah, yeah, really showed them. President Joe Biden responded to supporters of former president. How do you even know that? Maybe they're just really ticked off at the fact that you're not doing everything that you said you were going to. Literally, I thought everybody's dicks were supposed to grow. Everybody's tits were supposed to get bigger. There's supposed to be more money in everybody's bank accounts. You're just going to make fucking blue skies happen every single cocksucking day when you became president. But guess what? Ain't none of that shit has fucking even been close to happening, okay? You can't even, fix anything that's going on in the country right now. You're only making everything worse. You are shitting in everybody's collective sandboxes and saying, Orange Man did it. But yeah, no, by the way, yeah, former President Donald Trump supporters who welcomed the president to Michigan with anti-Biden signs. You know, the state of Michigan that he won by like 400,000 votes in the late night ballot dumps. Nothing to see there. Biden reacted to a crowd of Trump supporters who flew signs that read, "Let's go Brandon." Trump won, and even, hey, there we go, a fuck Joe Biden sign, from a viral meme over the weekend. I'll give you the links to all of this shit. You can go ahead and click on all of the individual tweets. Oh, we don't want you. One man shouted as Biden's motorcade drove by. Get out of here. No, you guys voted for him. Come on. But that's your dude, right? 81 million people. Sure. Biden made a pointed remark. Oh, I'm sure he did. It was probably... as pointed as the eraser on a fucking pencil. A reaction to the signs reminding Trump supporters that he won the 2020 election. Yeah, well, I won. But he didn't want to challenge anybody to a push-up contest. Hey, fat. Sure. Notwithstanding some of the signs I saw coming in, an overwhelming amount of them, that's why 81 million Americans voted for me. No mean tweets. Oh, he's losing it, guys. Keep up the fucking pressure. The largest numbers of votes in American history, a clear majority are support. No, not a clear majority. Nope. The largest number of votes in American history. Oh, and they supported me. Yeah, in California and New York and in the big cities. But you take a look at that scattershot map. If we're looking at those 81 million votes, right? You just take a look across the aisle at the other guy out there. Nearly 75 million votes went for him. So I'm just saying. He argued that Americans voted for him because they supported his multi-trillion-dollar spending proposals. No, most of the people were just whipped up into a frenzy because of the coup. This is something that you promised to get rid of, and how's that working out for you, Joe? Oh, not really that well? Imagine that. And a bunch of them just really didn't like the orange man, and they went along with their husbands to go and vote. So that's not a gay joke. That's just a women are too stupid to vote Republican joke. Is that a joke? Anyways, afterwards, Biden claimed the signs only energized him. Something's got to. I'm sure that energy lasted throughout the entire day, and he didn't have to go to bed at around 6 o'clock. But anyways, yeah, Joe Biden, super popular man. In fact, he draws a crowd wherever he goes. Just don't listen too closely as to what they say. Let's go, Joe, indeed. I thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I'm Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.